The Harlem Quartet share their passion and musical techniques with Albuquerque's Highland High School students.
I feel music has so many influence from math, from history, from all sorts of things that it's just a little excuse to dig deeper into many other aspects of life.
We play the greatest composers because they already had something to say that transcends nationalities.
A professional orchestra is coming to engage us and to teach us. Of course I want to take the class.
I remember being that kid that for the first time heard Beethoven, for the first time heard Mozart, for the first time heard any kind of music. And I will be amazed and always had that curiosity to know how this is all about. How you actually are able to make that music possible.
They have a lot of expression and they're really fun people. They're just like outgoing and like loud and obnoxious and so like people think that if you play classical music you're just kind of serious and like uptight. And they weren't. It was like just hanging out with your friends but playing instruments.
We're excited to hear you.
You're ready?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Yep. Starting out as a musician, I don't think it's a totally rational decision.
I think you need to have a certain level of obsession.
I believe music and the arts are so incredibly important because they express something that honestly sometimes we as humans have difficulty coming up with the words to express. Whether it's a feeling, yeah, an emotion, character, and also with our specific medium, the string quartet, basically what we do in concert and when we work with students is we have a conversation on stage. Ba-da-dum, 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 be-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. And then occasionally one person, you for instance, would have ba-da-dum, 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 ba-da-dum. It's a dialogue, right, back and forth.
And for us to translate that into actual playing, you want to make sure your bow always has more on the main beat. So every time you see a bar line, just play with more bow, and right after that, play with a little bit less bow and a little bit less weight.
Okay, so before we get started, if we're going to try this without a conductor, who becomes our initiator of showing? Yes.
Yes.
Have you practiced this already?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Music really has a way of like making me express myself because I'm not so good at expressing feelings or anything or talking to people, and that's how I like communicate and socialize with other people through music.
Okay,
Very nice.
where we stop, that's the end of the phrase from where you start. So it's like you're reading a paragraph.
So even if I was with my ears closed, the bow is describing the hierarchy. So more bow, less, and more, less. Can you
So
try
the
that?
down bow. Can we try just the violas once?
Okay, so 1, 2, 1. And more, less, and more, less, and less. And that's it, you got it.
Nice.
That's what I wanted.
Also,
That's
the
what I
cue
wanted.
was great.
I learned that since I'm the first violin, I kind of have to be the leader of the group. And so in the piece that we worked with the Harlem Quartet, like whenever I count off, it's like a nod and then, and you do that. And then in another one of our songs, when we have a long note, then it's the same thing with like a nod. You play the note and.
So when you have to go more, you actually need to play with the same amount of bow, the same amount, because you need to come back to the same place, right? So, wait, less. You almost come down to that, but if you come back with the same weight, this is the result. So I don't really understand which one is more important. And for them, it's always like that. No, sorry. Less, more. You see, I do the same amount of bow, but a lot lighter.
I never really worked with a professional orchestra before, not even in middle school, so it was really like understandable and more learning and more having experience with them too.
Remember, music is mathematics, so.
1, 2,
Dum, bum, bum. So subdivide with, listen to them, and then you play the music or your part with the line. Okay, one more time.
I love working with students because now that I'm a little bit older, I recognize that they really are the future. And it's fun to know that we're getting to sculpt a way that they can identify themselves perhaps as a musician if it's going to be, or just one day being a leader, but embracing their voice and being confident in what their voice is and knowing that they have the power to influence people and affect people, which is what we do as musicians. Smile.
Yeah.
Nice job, everybody. Okay, stand up and take a bow.
I love getting together with a bunch of other people that also love music and then creating music all together. Because when you're with a bunch of people that also love music, you can create something beautiful.